in a relationship and want to rev up your sex life? Come on, everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, maybe. Well, how about this? A virtual reality production company in LA hopes to spice things up for couples and curb cheating with a rather controversial idea. Using a virtual reality porn headset while having sex with your partner.
So I just like, Drew, this is crazy.
You know what? After 35 years of marriage, maybe this would fly, but I would not recommend this on a first date. Could you imagine, like, I'm ready, and then go, wait 1 second, and it's like...
So the whole point of virtual reality is that you don't see anything around you. It's immersive. You're involved completely in those goggles. And if you're actually trying to do this with your partner, and that's the one time you're going to connect with them, especially if you have kids, you have jobs, that should be a connection. You shouldn't be trying to tune them out and pretend they're Jenna Jameson or Ron
So
Jeremy.
do you think of this? So do you think of this as cheating if you're wearing it?
I don't think of it as cheating. I just think that if we're going to have sex at the end of a long day, we need to be focused on each other.
I would think over and over, you're just like, ow, ow, you're hitting my forehead. Ow, you know, it's like,
Dr. B, I'm not saying it has to be every day, but maybe occasionally.
I mean, I'm assuming that you put these on.
Yes.
You bump goggles with your wife. I guess, you know, she has them on.
Well, they do have goggles for the women, too.
Yeah, but how would you feel? Just think about it, Drew. If your wife is wearing them and she's looking at Ron Jeremy, and you're in there and you're looking at Jenna Jameson, and you're together, like, I just feel like this whole idea
the fact that you know who Ron Jeremy is hilarious to me, Dr. Batra.
The only problem I would have is if we're doing this and, you know, my wife's doing the do with someone, the supermodel. She takes off the headset, and then she sees me laying there. You know, what does that do?
Well,
or screaming out the wrong name. Like, oh, Dexter. No. I'm not Dexter. What do you know?
I think there is a use for this. I think, to your point about variety, if you're on your own and you're self-pleasuring, or if you're in a fertility clinic, which is, I think, one of the main uses of this, then I think that kind of makes sense. But if you're with your partner and you're trying to connect with them, which is really what sex should be about, so, I just feel like tuning them out completely is crazy.
So this is what fertility clinics are using now.
Yeah,
back in the old day, they would like put you back in the closet and hand you a magazine. Now it's...
Of course, Drew's experience on this one. So I want to bring into the discussion Seth, who is one of the production company's reps. And obviously, Seth, Dr. Batra raises some interesting uses for it where she feels it's appropriate. But from a perspective of the company, I know is touting this a little bit as, hey, it's a way to get some variety in your relationship without formally cheating.
Yeah. There are couples that have been together for a very long time, and they are looking to spice things up a little bit. When just the normal one-on-one connection is not working, isn't relative to them anymore. So we're looking to, you know, add some spice to that by inversing yourself, and there are other males on there besides Ron Jeremy.
Porn is out there. 40 million people visit porn websites a day. It is one of the biggest uses of the internet right now. But there is something to be said for maybe if you want to spice things up, watch with your partner. You know, kind of get ideas, be there together, be connected in that experience. And I guess what I'm just kind of nervous about like this is just functionally you're in two separate planes.
I can already picture though, Drew going home tonight, laying down on the bed, putting this on. And Robin walks in. Hey, honey, I'm ready.
Hey. I would be the first to admit I would give it a shot.
Look,
with pleasure.
Seth, thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Look, sex at the end of the day is a very partner-oriented activity, and if two people agreed to use it, all power to them. I know it's not showing up in your home anytime soon.
Well,
I agree with you.
People are not having enough sex. Like, basically, we have talked about this over and over on the show, that millennials are having less sex than ever. And I think introducing more and more things that actually make people more separate is not necessarily a good thing.
No,
I think we
agree.
should be fostering connection and fostering that bond between people. So.